All right, cool. All right, guys. So hi. So this is a bit of a different take. I have been playing Last Day on Earth, the survival horror mobile game on my iPhone 8 for quite a while, maybe about a year or so, maybe in about a year and a half. And I've been playing steadily on and off, just a little bit here and there before it was acquired by Kiefer. And it was great fun. It was very cool. It was very frustrating at first, dying, losing all your stuff. But it was quite cool. It was interesting, and it was steady. It was something you can hop on to, hop off to, or hop off from, pretty much whenever. So it's also got some pretty cool, things that you need to put into the works, like creating weapons and crafting things, like making ores or getting ore, I should say, making alloys. And yeah, it's quite fun. It's quite chill. So I actually have to admit that for the first 15 minutes or so, my phone didn't record any audio, which is probably and most definitely my fault. So I'm just gonna explain a bit of what I'm doing and how I got to this point. So I'm a level 187, which is quite high. I'm assuming it's out of level 200. And yeah, it's pretty chill. Just going through this bunker. Bunker Alpha is like the place to farm, I guess, for from weapons and guns and armor, especially. I guess I got way too much armor back at base, but it's chill. Just run through it. It's pretty easy. You can do the entire thing with pretty much 5, 6 guns, maybe 7 if you've got some not so specced out weapons. Just a couple melee weapons and a couple sets of armor. You can pretty much run through the entire thing just by getting some green tickets as like armor and health, and the rest you could just bring from home and just run through the entire thing. So yeah, it's been pretty chill. I mean, I continue to play it. Season 2 actually just got released, so I'll upload a video on that probably tomorrow or something. And just yeah, not really sure what to say. It's gonna be a bit of a commentary as I go along, but it's pretty straight through, or simple enough, I guess. But for the new people who have not played this game, I would recommend it. I really would. You don't have to spend like any cash, really. You can get more or less 75 energy points. So I call it running energy. So you can run between different places without paying any money. You just watch a couple ads, and sometimes they're 5 seconds long, sometimes they're 30 seconds long. So it's not really like a burden, especially not mentally. But yeah. So like the only thing you should really worry or be careful of are these frenzied giants. If you don't have good armor, and if you don't have like 120 health as your max health, which is what you get by upgrading and like your stats with every like level you get. I guess you can call them like ability points, AP points. But if you don't have any of that, it's game over. You lose all your stuff. Well, the stuff gets left in some of these specific places. So the bunker, like your house, even some of these timed events, if you do die there, your stuff will stay. You'll have a corpse and like a tombstone. So as long as you go back to that and pick up all your stuff, you're pretty much all good. Well, as long as you don't die again before getting there, which has happened before. I personally, so they introduced something maybe a couple updates ago, where some of the regular places where you go to farm like wood and like animal hide and like meat and stuff, they have included now these underground basements. So I thought they would all be quite easy, or like be based on this place you're at. I mean, and they are in one sense, but if you don't go in there, you don't lose anything and you just carry on. But if you do go in there and you're not necessarily prepared and you like aggro the enemies, it's a hard battle. I used this self-healing buff in the bottom left corner, you can see, And that has saved me once or twice, but it's all about time. So the longer you have to hit, the longer they have time to hit. It's all about that. So if you can still survive it for long enough, and if you can heal fast enough, faster than they're damaging you, and your clothes don't break, then you should be quite okay. But some of these basements, they have like a hidden mini boss, like a bloater, or even a frenzied giant. Like I ran into one and I encountered one and I didn't have a gun with me. Boom, done. Like, and I lost everything that I had with me because it disappears. These like small places, they're not timed events, they just randomly show up. So if you do die down there, no bueno. And the worst thing is, I mean, it's a game design choice, which I get, and it's kind of cool. They even have like a cool animation for it, well, little animation for it. But if you do want to run back and get out of there, you have to like climb the ladder, and it takes maybe like 2-3 seconds. So if you get hit within those seconds, boom, you're gone once again. So yeah, that's pretty much my experience, like, as of recent, just been running through farming a bunch of stuff. I've actually been avoiding the raids. I did a bit of reading online, and they even like give you this tip every time you like load a stage or something, or like an area. It says like don't leave your stuff outside of a house, outside of your house. If you don't have walls and whatnot, people can run in and they can steal it. So I was like, oh, okay, so I'll test that theory. So for the first like 187 levels, I've never actually done it yet. I didn't have an issue. Nobody stole my stuff. I have all my stuff pretty much in like an open area. I think it's nice. I think it's quite cozy. And but apart from that, I was like, wait, I should try these raids because nothing new is happening. Season 1 just passed, maybe a week or two, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. And it was fun. It was very cool. I got this super awesome extra large SWAT backpack, I guess, which you can't get without paying. So I was very, very happy with that, which is why I pretty much exclusively used it with places um where I don't, die, where I won't lose my stuff. I'm a bit, reckless at times, but I'm pretty careful about that, because if I lose that, I don't know if or when you can get another one. However, I did just see that in season 2, one of the awards, I guess, you get. So you do these tasks, and when you complete them, you get these points. And when you accumulate enough points, you can get to a certain level, and that level will give you an item, like a backpack or a gun or some energy drink, or sometimes it's some shoes or a jacket or a hat or something. So it's quite cool. But yeah. So apart from that, I've just been running around avoiding those raids because, like I said, or as I was getting to, if they do, if you do start a raid, they tell you to get a bunch of stuff, which takes a long time. It uses a lot of your stuff, your guns and weapons or whatnot, which I should probably do now, but I don't really feel like it's worth it, because if you return and you don't give them what they want, they can raid you, and then they take your stuff. And if the people that you attacked, for some reason, get upset or something, or they decide to show up at your front doorstep, then they take your stuff too. And this could all happen while you're not at home. So you could just lose stuff like all the time, and if you don't pay attention, you might not be able to get it back. Even if you do get it back, you have to go through this like system where you have to be quiet, you have to like use hatchets, and if you don't have enough hatchets, you can only like go back once, if I'm correct. So it just seems like it's a hassle, and apparently, if I'm reading online, if you make so much noise that I guess the world starts shaking or something, the big like hulky beast thing shows up. And I mean, you can kill it. It takes a long time and a lot of health and a lot of ammo. But I mean, you're running around shooting other people, trying to take your stuff, and then this big guy shows up. Not worth it, So yeah, so that's pretty much why I've been like coasting, just playing this like very, very seldomly. And like, well, I wouldn't say seldomly. I do play it like maybe once or twice a day for a maximum of 30 minutes, I would say. Maybe more at times, especially now that season 2 is out. I've been playing maybe, I don't know, over the weekend I played maybe a couple hours. It's not really too much to do. like gotta be honest, but the story is quite interesting. So I'll get to it as we get into the next few episodes. And yeah, yeah, for the 45th time. But it's chill, you know. As you can see, you know, from this gameplay, I'm pretty much just running through this thing. There's not really like too much going on. For the new viewers, you can see what I have with me. I have a couple of upgraded, you know, items, especially the machete. I like the machete a lot. It does 34 and crits 59, which is really nice. So it took a couple of like large bones, I think it's called, or something, from the farm. The farm is quite fun also. You usually get a dog or like a blueprint, but I've actually gone to the point where most of the blueprints I get are just repeats. So I get 10% by turning them in to this guy here at the bunker. So that's not really like worth it either. And yeah, I mean, it's good, it's bad, it's okay. As they say in Swedish, it's lagom. So it's not like, you know, too much of anything, but it is nice and it's quite comfortable, you know. It's maybe like therapeutic at times, because you know it takes maybe, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes to clear like the bunker, both levels. And you get a bunch of stuff, and I usually like bring the motorcycle and like load up here and there. And I've actually been like stocking up at the bunker, so I have a bit too many things. So I actually wish there was a system where you could like, I don't know, sell like your guns or something. The recycler has probably been like my best friend so far. I use it to pretty much like upgrade everything. Right now I'm upgrading all the weapons, so when I do turn in like guns that I have not used yet, they have full health, I get at least a blueprint, hopefully something that is cool, you know. But again, another thing that's a bit frustrating is many of the things that you need to have to upgrade the high end things are only recyclables, I guess. So for example, the carbon composite material, really hard to get. It took me forever to get like one. I think I have 5 or 4 now, and that it was nearly all from recycling. And I got lucky a couple times at the farm, I think, or maybe somewhere else. And I don't really do like the infected area. I have heard that if you do, or I've read, I should say, if you get this chest and you bring it back in time and you build this acid bath and you let it soak, you maybe get some stuff, but I have not tried that yet. And I've also, I don't know, I've heard and read that it's a lot of trouble. Again, if you die there, you lose all your stuff. And it's a lot of, I don't know, spikes in the ground, so you do a lot of damage. The big one could show up at any time. There's even like this witch, which I've not encountered yet, I don't think. But it also seems like trouble. Yeah, here I am taking a long piss. Boom. But yeah, so apart from that and all those things, it is quite chill. So the next couple of videos, I'll run through the season 2, or some of the things that I have done. It's quite exciting, it's cool. Season 1 was very dope, actually. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's too bad I didn't like record. I wasn't really doing this YouTube thing at all at the time. But it had something called, I think it was like the Charlie, or just Charlie, which is this beast. It's kind of like the big one, but it's all purple and all messed up. And the army is trying to like keep it from killing other soldiers. So you end up pelting them a couple times, and he runs away. And at the end of the season, which is about 3-4 weeks, you have this showdown by this wrecked boat, and this helicopter is like floating above, and it's like dropping a bunch of bombs on the floor. So you have to avoid these area of effect AOE spaces, and try to get the helicopter to hit Charlie while shooting it and while running away. It actually wasn't that hard. I think I got it on my first try, but it was cool, and I don't think there was any like rewards at all. I think you do get something for like completing, maybe like 20 points, which maybe got me that backpack or something similar. But apart from that, it wasn't like a drop or anything like that. So I do wish that you got like some sort of like alt, or ultimate weapon or something cool. Like there are a couple of weapons in the game that I have not seen yet. For example, there's the Scar, which is a machine gun, and I think there's also a sniper rifle, which I have not gotten yet. So one of those would be cool. Not that I would use them because I don't, I like collecting weapons, I guess, because I don't really see a point in using any of this stuff. So, well, yet I do know that there is this Sector 17, which you can go to and do a bunch of cool stuff. But I have not really tried it yet. You need a bunch of cool equipment, which is quite hard to come by to unlock the gates. And I think there are 2 gates, and I don't know, it just seems like more work than it's worth at the moment. And again, I'm not dropping any money into this, so hopefully, I don't know, I'd like to get like sponsored, or at least have them throw some coins so I can do some cool videos with the coins. But up until that day, I'm playing no money, no dinero. It's all good. So I'm glad I upgraded to, leveled up to 188. So I like to follow this, and I hope everybody enjoys the channel and they subscribe, like, and whatnot. And I'll maybe just do a couple videos every season, or every time there's a cool leveling stage. I'm definitely gonna record level 200 if and when I get there. I'll definitely get there. But when that day comes, you guys will see a cool video on that, and I'll make a cool post. And unfortunately, right now I haven't been doing any custom thumbnails. I'll definitely get to it, and to educate myself and work a bit harder, maybe on some Photoshop and whatnot, and be a bit more comfortable with making cool thumbnails. I haven't really been doing any of this YouTube stuff like before, and this is my first time recording on my phone and recording gameplay, which is why like my first videos are Half-Life 2 videos. I just really wanted to play and replay Half-Life 2, so I'm doing that so everybody can enjoy that. And I'll probably hop on to I'll finish all of Half-Life 2, episode 1, episode 2, maybe even The Lost Coast, just because it's kind of fun, and then hop into something else. And also, for everybody of you who watch my Half-Life and my PC gaming episodes or videos, I am running everything on my laptop. Everything is on my Dell XPS 9550. So as you techies know, it's not exactly the best gaming laptop in the world, but I mean, it does do the job, and it does it quite well. So yeah, so here we go. Here's some audio, and enjoy the video. All right, so yeah, so this is more or less the halfway point of the second stage or second level in Bunker Alpha, and it's pretty straightforward. Run through, use your guns to take care of the frenzy giants, and your melee weapons for everybody else. You don't need that many, as I previously mentioned. It's not too difficult at all. And hopefully, I'm looking for, at this point, I'm looking for just some stuff I can recycle so I can get some copper. I'm stocking up on a bunch of rubber, like O-rings. We need that for random things at random times. But it's just running through, getting the red tickets. They give you good guns, and smashing everybody pretty quick, since I have this plus 110% buff. I've actually never tried to run into those lasers. Maybe I should try that one day when I'm not like running through at full speed. But I have tried a couple different ways of clearing the room that we're about to come by. You'll see in a minute. It's a room filled with maybe 10 or 12 different enemies. Maybe like say 6 of the small ones and the big guys. So at first I would like aggro or smash one with as much of the heaviest hitting weapon I have, do like 100, 150 damage, and then run away. And then take out the small guy, because they run much faster than the fat boys. and then pick them off. And I usually sometimes I run all the way around the map because it takes so long to take them out, and sometimes I run out of health and run out of armor, and I'm just in no run up position. So when that happens, I usually just go back up and then go back down. Something that's quite interesting that I have noticed, I mean, since I've been playing this for such a long time, is that when you go up and you go back down, if you do very fast or very quickly, they haven't had time to go back. Maybe this was on the previous versions, so sometimes they hang out like only a couple meters away from the elevator, which is not good either because I'm not really ready. So otherwise, you can go back and they're in their sleeping position, more or less. If you get spotted, or if you're standing in the area where they can see and a door that access or connects to the rest of the map is open, then they run after you. I have tried sneaking through like the long way, and they haven't done anything, so that did work once or twice. But apart from that, it's just running in, taking care of as much as possible, as fast as possible. But one thing I do like with the grenades, I actually don't remember when the grenades showed up. I want to say it's when the motel came to play. When that showed up, I think that's when the grenades showed up, or at least that's when I noticed them. But using a grenade, if you can use it properly, is really, really good. I think I'll try it right here and see what happens. Hopefully everything turns out to be a-okay. But usually take care of that room last, because if I do need to run, I would have all the spaces open. I would have plenty of space. I don't want to run into these guys when I'm running away, and make it quite simple. So let me know if you have any questions or any concerns or anything like that at all. Some in the comments would be cool. I'll reply to everyone. It's not really that many followers right now. But I don't know. If you have any questions on how to deal with this game properly without losing yourself and getting upset, you know, definitely shoot me a message or something. I have seen a couple of people, I mean, I'll tell you a quick story. So I was reading on Reddit, I think it was, or maybe it was their Wikia page. There's some guy who spent like $1,000, a lot of money, on a bunch of stuff, a bunch of gear, a bunch of weapons, housing parts and everything. He just went, you know, eyes closed right into the game. And he died like twice, maybe 3 times outside of this like safe zone, I should say. And he lost everything, like all this stuff. His house got destroyed by the zombies. I think he started the raids also, lost all his stuff, and he got so upset he like went on like a rage, stampede online, which was quite funny. But I mean, I do feel bad for him. $1,000, that's a lot of money, guys. I mean, you don't spend $1,000 on a mobile game. I hope not, but if you do, you know, hook it up. Yeah, so there threw the grenade, and it was quite successful. Took care of the small guys, and I did some damage for the big guys. So as you can see, I'm pretty much just tanking here. I got plenty of health, I got advantages, and just make sure my health is above like 20, 30. Easy peasy. Also, you'll see it in a minute, but one of the things that I usually forget, and sometimes that is something that you don't get from the boxes, from the tickets you turn in, is a gas mask. So the gas mask room, I've tried it a couple times. So I tried a gas mat that was at 50% because I used it before, like a banana. I did not use it properly. I didn't know where to go, and I ended up using half of his health. And when it runs out, and if you're trying to open one of the two lockers there, you just take damage. You can't open it. You can't do anything when you're taking damage. So bringing a gas mask and also running in without the gas mask on and opening the door at first gives you maybe a second, which will keep the gas mask alive if you do want to use the same gas mask again on the second run. Otherwise, you can pretty much only use it once, which makes it kind of useless. You have to use it once and then, destroy it. Then you don't really get anything for recycling it. And again, it takes forever and blah, blah, blah. So, again, another one of those little things, I really wish they could, improve on that somehow. So you get like 2.5, maybe, like uses out of it. Or maybe like 1 plus 10%. Because if you don't open that second door, you can't make it. It's really impossible. I've tried it many times. I think maybe if you have like the right boots on, if you're not like carrying any weapons, you run a bit faster and you can get into the first locker, but you can't get to the second one. I've tried. Let's see, thinking. Yeah, let's make some choices. Move some stuff around. Also, I end up keeping like 1 or 2 bullets left into the guns. So you, when you recycle them, you get at least a little bit of an upgrade in the 50 point maximum when you're upgrading things. So when you do get 50, you get 20% chance of getting like a blueprint and some like really good gear or parts, I should say. And at first it was like 10%, it goes all the way up to 20. But again, it took a long time to get that. Here you can also see that I use this bunker as a storage facility because my base is pretty much full. I have to keep on upgrading my boxes, so I can store more stuff. But again, all the stuff that's here, I usually forget about. So if I do need something, I'm glad it's there. But I think one thing that it doesn't bug me at all, but one thing that I wish that you could do, like I said before, is like sell your stuff for 1 coin or 2 coin or something like that. Because I mean, I got so many pieces of armor and I can't use any of them. You have 1 or 2 sets with you when you go out, so that's pretty much all you can burn. And if you go back or get all these tickets, you get like 1, 2, 3, or 4 sets. So you have a full so you have a full like backpack, and you can't really like do anything with them. You'll see very shortly, but just how much stuff I have. So this is my base. Always something in the recycler. Recycle all my guns. I use those what's it called, like, I don't know, like transponders or something to get some components. And I think this is the best mod for my weapon. I'll do like a mod video later and show you the things I have. And yeah, this is where I keep all my stuff. We got 2 red tickets away, but I'll get those eventually. It's always good to keep everything organized. motorcycle time. So one thing I was a bit upset about was when they did the new update. I had all of the pouches, so I could store 8 things, and I maxed out I think it's speed and this tank or something like that. And when they did the new update, you got like points, I guess, that you can go and re-spend back at the garage, and you can't pick every single time what you want. Sometimes it says volume, durability, speed, and things like that, you know, damage, I guess, that it does if you smash into somebody. So I couldn't do the pouch again, so I ended up with just 4, maybe 5, and it took me maybe, I don't know, I want to say maybe like a week or 2 to get back that pouch in that, you know, 6th pouch. And there are still 2 left, and it's not easy to find the gas tank and all the other engine or components that you need to use to upgrade the bike. So I mean, I like the skin, it's very cool. I got that from season 1, and I like it, it's very cool. But apart from that, you know, I really wish that you could, like, you know, just respec it as it was before if you like maxed it out. So it's a bit frustrating, but apart from that, you know, it's no big deal. Plus, also, if you tap the gas acceleration pedal, the big one, you make cool explosions. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, guys. So that's pretty much it for this first last day on Earth gameplay video, and we're gonna head off to the farm for the next episode, and I'm gonna leave you guys with that introduction. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.